Hello, this message is in response to a Russian conscript. I believe that's what they call it. Not convict, but conscript, I think they call it. I was watching him this morning. He was getting all ready to go into Ukraine as a new, fresh soldier. And his comment was that we're not at war with Ukraine, but we're at war with America. And I'd like to just give him my rebuttal on that as an American citizen. First of all, you're not at war with America, you're at war with Ukraine. Ukraine was its own country, and you guys violated social norms by crossing into another country, trying to take land from Ukraine that technically does not belong to you because Ukraine is its own country. I mean, that's just like the United States of America going to Canada and saying, we're going to take part of your land and you can't do a fucking thing about it. It's morally wrong to just go to Ukraine and expect them to hand over land. It's actually morally wrong. So I don't understand how any of you guys get behind this war. I know that there was some talk about Nazis or something in Ukraine. I don't know if that's true or not because I don't know the inside information. I do know that this war, some American politicians have said that this war is actually a fight over minerals. Trillions and trillions of dollars of minerals is what they said they were actually fighting over, is trillions and trillions of dollars of minerals. And I think they're telling you guys there's Nazis down there in order to get you to fight, in order to get you to, believe something's wrong. I don't know for a fact if there's Nazis down there or not. I don't know. But I do know that the entire country of Ukraine is not Nazi. There might have been a small segment of Nazis in Ukraine, but the entire country of Ukraine is not Nazis. Furthermore, you're not at war with America. You're at war with Ukraine. Ukraine is an American ally, which means we don't really have a choice about trying to help. Like if Russia has an ally, like let's say North Korea is you guys' ally now, you may have to help North Korea if you're the ally, right? If you're an ally, it's like being joined to another country where you more or less have agreed to help them if they get into like a war situation. So, I don't think it's really fair for you to say you're at war with America because I haven't done anything to you. I'm just a regular American citizen sitting in my car right now. I just got off work. But so I don't think it's really fair for you to say you're at war with America because, to be honest with you, young man, Americans like myself, we don't even, if I had my choice, I wouldn't even have any Americans in Ukraine right now, mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't have any of our soldiers, mercenaries, anything in Ukraine. I wish the Ukraine war hadn't even started. As an American, I wish that America had just stayed out of it completely, not sent arms, anything like that, just totally just stayed out of it. Um, Ukraine should have been built up well to defend itself. I don't think it's really fair to drag America into it, which they've dragged America into this war. It's cost us millions of billions of trillions of dollars to help Ukraine, because they are an ally. Um, I'm not exactly sure what the reason and motives are behind the war, but I want you to think critically and think maybe there's ulterior motives to this war. Like the American politician said, it was a fight over minerals. Trillions of dollars of minerals is what they're actually fighting over. Probably telling you guys there's Nazis down there just to get you to fight. Um, is there Nazis down there? I honestly don't know, guys. I don't have inside information on that. I'm not Intel. I'm not CIA. I'm not, the Central Intelligence Agency. I don't know. I'm not a Russian spy, so I don't know what's going on down there. But to say that you're at war with America, people like myself, it's really not fair, man, because regular American citizens like me, we don't want this war. We don't want to have any of our Americans in Ukraine. We don't even want Ukraine to have to fight you guys. But you kind of push Ukraine's hand by invading their country. I don't know what the historical basis of Putin's trying to take that land. I don't know if this goes back to early 1900s, a feud over land. I know Putin wants a few small sections of land, but to say you're at war with America is really not fair because you guys invaded Ukraine. You're solely at war with Ukraine, and anyone that backs Ukraine most likely is doing that because they've probably already previously agreed to back Ukraine as an ally. If you like videos like this, you can like, subscribe, and share. Just as a side note to the new Russian conscripts, um, I hope that you make it out of the war. I hope you make it home safe. There was a Russian soldier saying that his wife didn't want him to go over to war. None of us want you guys at war. Just to clear things up, Americans do not hate Russians. We absolutely do not hate Russians at all. In fact, if I had 10 Russian guys in my local neighborhood, I'd say, come over for spaghetti and garlic bread. I have nothing against any Russian. I have no hatred towards any Russian. I have nothing but kindness to express to you guys. All you'd have to do is just pull out of Ukraine and we could all get along. There's really no reason why Russia needs that land. Why do you guys need Ukrainian land when you could just have your Russian land? I mean, Russia is, I believe it's actually larger than the United States of America. If you look at a map, Russia is actually most likely larger than the United States of America. So do you really need Ukraine land? No, you don't. That proves that this is a fight over those trillions of dollars of minerals. That's what this is about. I did this video to show you guys that I'm just a normal person like you. I'm just a normal guy like you. You got to keep in mind that the Americans have very little to do with our government. We have no control over the United States government. We have no say whether we go to war. We have no say whether we get into a war. This was all done without being voted on. They didn't come to us Americans and ask us if we wanted to, be involved in Ukraine. They just did it. They just did it, most likely because they were an ally and they felt like they had no choice but help. Just like if you had an ally, you might feel like obligated to help them if you were their ally. You got to see it from the other side, man. You got to see it from the other side and what our previous obligations to Ukraine were. Morally, you really got to step back and realize what Russia's doing is actually morally wrong. You guys crossed the border into another country. That's a very big social norm violation. That's like America going to Canada and saying we're going to steal your land. It's no different. That's like America going to Mexico and saying we're going to take your land by force. It's morally wrong. You got to start thinking critically, start thinking outside the box. I don't think you should view Americans as the enemy. Regular guys like me, I'm a nice person. If you met me, we'd probably be having a beer together or smoking a cigarette together or going for a walk together or going for a hike together, playing a ball game or hanging out, going to the bar, picking up chicks together. I'd like to see America and Russia get along. There's no reason why we can't get along. There's no reason why Russia and America can't become better business partners. But all this starts with you guys pulling out of Ukraine. You just got to pull out of Ukraine. There's no reason why you need that land. You already have plenty of land for Russia. You already have plenty of population for Russia. You don't need that Ukrainian land. There's no reason for you to be there. So don't see America as the enemy. If you were to meet me, you'd see that I'm a very kind person. I'm an American. I'm a very, very kind person. Keep in mind that Americans like me, we have no say whether we go to war. We have no say whether we get involved in Ukraine. So to blame America and say you're at war with America, that's not really fair. More or less, you're at war with Ukraine, with the ally being the U.S. government. So the allies, U.S. government, then we have the risk of NATO being thrown in where more people will be harmed and killed. Honestly, guys, we need to end this war before things get worse. None of us want, insane casualties. None of us want nuclear war. None of us want people to be harmed. Like that young man that said his girlfriend didn't want him to go to war. I pray he gets home safe. Because no American wants you Russians to die. We don't want any Russian to die. We don't hate you guys. We literally do not hate you. We want you to get home safe. What we want is for Putin to pull out of Ukraine because it's morally wrong that you're there. You guys could be friends with these Ukrainians. You guys could be gardening with them. You could be doing business. You could be doing, online sales like Amazon together. You could be having Amazon companies together. You could be boosting each other's economies. You could be working together as partners and not enemies. It makes no sense to fight. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're just going to lead to your own destruction doing this. Please pull out before it's too late, but don't view people like me as an enemy just because I'm an American. That's not fair, guys. That's really not fair. I pray all of you have a safe return home. I don't want any of you Russian soldiers to be killed. I just want the end of this war. Please end the war. Thank you.